Hi, everyone. Jeff Lee here, Program Director of TMASF Connects. I am joined by TMASF Connect staff members Jen Pollard, Chief Operating Officer, and Shirley Lin, Marketing Associate. Today, we are discussing the efforts of Caltrain to offer a transit option that builds on their legacy of commuter transportation and reflects best practices refined during the COVID-19 pandemic. TMASF Connects has supported the use of public transportation services in the Bay Area and its benefits for the past 30 years. We are a privately funded nonprofit that promotes alternatives to driving alone. Our goal in this interview series is to explore and highlight the efforts that Caltrain is undertaking to offer safe and reliable transportation for the returning commuter. We'd like to thank Dan Lieberman, Caltrain's Public Affairs Specialist, for taking time to talk with us today.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Thank you. Our first topic will be on sanitation in the Caltrain system. We understand that Caltrain partnered with other Bay Area transit agencies to develop the Riding Together Bay Area Healthy Transit Plan over the COVID-19 pandemic. This plan established common commitments and expectations to protect employees as well as passengers. This plan has since evolved into the All Aboard Bay Area Transit campaign. Could you briefly describe the shared effort for our audience that might not be familiar with the plan?
Bay Area transit agencies have been working together to provide information regarding transit services, schedule updates, tips for passengers, and also to make sure that we're using best practices in terms of sanitizing our fleets. All 27 Bay Area agencies are collaborating to deliver services that will restart our region and get people back to where they need to go. Caltrain's been happy to participate in this effort to help get people back onto transit.
Awesome. Thank you.
Dan, can you please currently describe the cleaning process on the trains and the stations?
Sure. It's trains are sanitized on a daily basis. And that's a full top to bottom cleaning. And generally there are sort of spot cleanings going on at the end of every run where conductors go through, throw out trash, and do a little wiping down of shared services. Station cleanings are more on an on-demand basis, but that's fairly regular, and our stations are kept in good working order.
Great, thank you.
And then what's the size of the Caltrain fleet and the average size of a commuter train?
It's the fleet question is a complicated one, but I'm going to get into average size of a commuter train, if that's all right. Mm-hmm. Are you interested in currently and 2 years from now once we electrify, or is that too far in the future to get into now?
I think we'll be touching base on the electrification a little bit later during the discussion, so let's focus on present day.
Right. A standard Caltrain train will have either 5 or 6 cars in the train set. And that's, these days, there's a good deal of capacity on board. So it's very easy for people to get on board and have a nice, comfortable ride.
Thank you.
So with 5 or 6 trains or cars per Caltrain train, does Caltrain use the standard MERV 13 filters as recommended by the EPA?
Caltrain's been using hospital-grade standard MERV 13 filters since before the pandemic began. That's worked out very well for us, and we think it's keeping on board in good working order and making a very safe ride for anyone who gets on board.
Very good to hear. Thank you.
So what is the rider experience with the air quality and air filtration? Is it visible or noticeable? Is there maybe a sound or even breeze?
It's when I ride on board, I don't find it particularly noticeable, but it's air quality has always been very good. Thankfully, we're an above ground system, so fresh air is introduced into the train at every stop. It's windows, unfortunately, are only open for use as emergency exits, but so please don't go popping that if you need a little air. But typically, our air quality is very good, and it's very nice to ride on board.
And lastly, in terms of sanitation and cleanliness in the system, is there any other information that riders should know about regarding the Caltrain commuter experience?
Well, right now, Caltrain's the most comfortable and convenient way to get up and down the peninsula. And when electrified service launches in 2 years, that's going to be even truer.
Thank you for the update on sanitation practices at Caltrain.
Of course.
That wraps it up for our conversation with Caltrain. Thank you once again, Dan Lieberman, Caltrain's Public Affairs Specialist, for taking time to answer our questions. And thank you to Jen and Shirley for joining me today as well.